Welcome to my first video of 2023, and today is going to be a massive book haul. And by massive, I mean I have over like 30 books in here, I believe. I have been on a serious reading kick. It has started last fall, where I started to read like multiple books a week when I used to just be like a book a month kind of girl, like literally just would read maybe in the summer, or if I was feeling like it, like just every once in a while. I was reading a lot of self-help books because I love like just reading kind of like self-help books and cozy reads to kind of better myself. But then I became addicted, and the addiction has not slowed down at all. So now my new obsession is reading, and I really want to share that with you guys. It's a huge part of who I am, and I thought that I would kick this new year off with literally books that I have been so excited to read. Some that I have heard nothing about, some I've heard a ton about, and I don't want to make this video super long, so I'm not going to go into a synopsis of every single book, but I'm super excited. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. So sit down, get a cup of coffee, get some tea, whatever you want to drink. Let's just sit down, talk about books, and I want to show you all of the new books that I've recently got in January. And yes, it is excessive. So let's get into this. So starting off are two books that I probably won't be reading until like the October month, just because I like to kind of deal with like certain books in certain months, and because these are more Halloween themed. And it is, I believe this is actually, there's one more book to this, or it's coming out. So this is a series. I don't know if they're coming out with a trilogy or if it's just a duology or if they're going to be a whole series, but it's by Erin Sterling, and the first book is called The X-Hex. And so let's just give you a quick synopsis. So this is just a book about a witch. Her name is Vivian, and she somehow manages to put a hex on this guy named Rice. I think that's how you would say it. And it's just gone wrong. So I think that's kind of what it's about. I'm guessing that's probably like an enemies to lovers or a second chance romance sort of trope. And then this is the Kiss Curse, which I believe is the follow-up. I don't know if it follows the same characters. No, so it follows a different set of characters in the same town. So this one is, the town is Graves Glen, and it looks like there's two different love stories surrounding different characters in the town. So I'm wondering if this will end up becoming a series, but I picked up these two first. So super excited about these, and those will definitely be more of a fall read, but they're ones that I heard about last year that I wanted to pick up. Another one, and by the way, I get a lot of these used at Books A Million or in the used section of like any bookstore. I always love perusing those because a lot of times you'll find gems and ones that like maybe newer and just people like already returned or like, you know, read and sold back. So one of them is Dial A for Aunties, and I've heard amazing things about this. This is about a girl who accidentally kills her blind date, and then her aunts, I say aunts, but her aunts help her kind of cover up the murder. So this is really, really cool. I'm super excited. I've heard it's very like, it's dark, but it's also very comedic. So I'm really excited to read this, and I have heard only amazing things about this book. Okay, next is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren are two authors. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but they have written a ton of amazing books. I've only read one other of their books, and I absolutely loved it, and it was in the holidays. It was a holiday romance, so I've been super excited to pick up more from them. I found this one used and thought this would be perfect for Valentine's Day. And I just cannot wait to read this one, and this will probably be a February read for me. Okay, following up, this is a book by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I have three other books that I want to read from her. There's two of them in this stack you'll see later, but she is known for writing, I believe, the Inheritance Games series. And this one is a hardback called Little White Lies. It says Debutantes Don't Get Mad. I believe it's like a murder mystery sort of style book. But I'm super excited about this. I found this for super cheap. I think it was like $3. and it is a hardcover. I haven't heard anything about it, but I figured that because she has so much hype around her Inheritance Game books, and those are books that I also want to read, I figured this might be good. I do have a Goodreads account, but I honestly didn't look up if this has like good ratings or not. But I'm super excited about this one, and this will be a nice like palette cleanser. I love reading murder mysteries or thrillers when I've maybe read like too much romance and I just kind of want to break up what I'm reading. So I'm super excited about this one. Okay, next is a book by an author that I've heard so much about, and you're going to see 2 books in this pile from her. And it is Lynn Painter's The Do-Over. So this book is about a girl who is constantly reliving the same day, but in this case, she's constantly reliving Valentine's Day. And it's just more of a, you know, what else could go wrong kind of book. So just really quickly, it says, after living through a dumpster fire of a Valentine's Day, Emily Hornby escapes to her grandmother's house for some much needed girl talk and companionship. There, Emily passes out on the couch, but when she wakes up, she's back home in her own bed. That's not the only shocker, though. Somehow, it's Valentine's Day again, and the next day, another disaster V-Day. So I'm super excited about reading this. There's so much hype over her and her writing, and I know that she's coming out with some adult books as well, or she does have some already, but there's another one coming out that's a highly anticipated read. So I'm super excited to read this one. This will be another Valentine's or February read for me because I'm going to try to read a ton of like love romantic sort of books next month just to focus on Valentine's Day. So I'm super excited about this one. This next book is a book I haven't heard a lot about. I saw this, I think is on like the buy one get one half off like books table at Barnes, and this one is called 100 Other Girls by Iman Hariri Kia. I don't know if I'm saying that name right at all. And it's funny because I was actually just watching someone's video on BookTube about this book, and they said it's horrible. And then I looked at Goodreads, and it says it has like a 3-star, not even a 3-star rating. So now I don't know if I'm excited to read this or not. It says Nora's life is a little off track. She's an aspiring writer and amateur blogger in New York, which is a nice way of saying that she tutors rich Upper East Side kids and is currently crashing on her sister's couch. But that's okay. Nora has Layla, who has always been her rock, and now she has another major influence to lean on, Vinyl magazine. The pages of Vinyl practically raised Nora, teaching her everything from how to properly insert a tampon to which political ideology she subscribes to. So when she lands a highly coveted job as an assistant to Loretta James, Vinyl's iconic editor-in-chief, Nora can't believe her luck. So I'm not really sure that there's more to it, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. So I mean, when I read the back, it sounded interesting, but maybe it's written horribly. I honestly don't know, but I'm still going to read it just because it sounds like a book I would read, and I'm excited to try out this author. I haven't read anything from her. So we will see, and I loved the cover. I mean, it's just beautiful. So that's another one. Here's another one that will probably be a fall read, and it's called What You Gonna Do by Avery Flynn. And I read this synopsis and thought I had to get it for fall. So just a little blurb on the back says, an unlucky witch and her know-it-all nemesis must team up in the first of a new spicy romantic comedy series. So this will be an enemies to lovers, and I just look how beautiful. Like, I just thought this was such a beautiful cover. It caught me right away. I'm excited. This one's gonna be a good one. Very excited about this. The next book is by Talia Hibbert, who has been known to write an adult romance novel series about the Brown sisters. This one is called Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. This is her first YA novel, and I'm super excited. It's a highly anticipated write, and I think it's so cute. This will be a February read for me. Again, just doing all of the romance books, all of the cute vibes. Super excited. The next book I found just on a whim. I loved the cover, and this is called The Love Con by Ceresia Glass, I believe. And this is a fake dating trope about a girl who just feels like she doesn't fit in with her parents. She's more creative while her parents are more analytical. They're very STEM based. And she goes on to this reality show called Cosplay or No Way. And in one of the parts of the show, she needs to have a significant other to participate. So she enlists her best friend to be her significant other. So I can only imagine what's going to happen, but this sounds so cute. It's called the Love Con. I'm so excited. It looks like we have some plus size representation, and hopefully this will be really good. I've heard nothing about it, but I don't know. I'm super excited, and this will be a book for next month. Another one that everyone has been talking about and I will hopefully be reading next month is X's and O's by Amy Leah. I also have her first book that I haven't read either yet. I have a lot of books behind me that I haven't read yet called Set on You, and it's an influencer series. So in this one, this girl enlists, or she goes through her list of her exes and tries to figure out like what the problem was and if she can get back to one of her exes to be her one man. And she enlists the help of a firefighter who has become her new roommate, and I'm sure that through that whole situationship, something is going to happen between the two of them. So I'm super excited about this. I believe this is like a grumpy sunshine trope, so love those, but this looks like a good book, and this will be another book for next month. Okay, so I keep talking about representation of larger women, and this one is called One to Watch by Kate Stamen London. I have no idea what this is about, but I believe this was featured on one of the Book of the Month boxes, and this is about a plus-size fashion blogger. So she gets a call to be on a reality show where she gets to pick a man. It's kind of like The Bachelor with a woman or a plus-size woman being the main character or main star of the show. And yeah, so she is kind of the bachelorette and has to select a man. And this is called One to Watch. So I'm super excited about this one. I don't know if I'm going to read this next month, but it is a contender depending on how many books I get through next month. So super excited about that one. Okay, the next book is A Man Called Ove. So I would just believe this is about like a very grumpy old man who wants to be left alone, and then these neighbors move in and change his life forever. I'm hoping that this will be like a heartwarming book. I don't really like books that are super sad, so I'm hoping that it's not super sad. We don't know. I honestly have no idea, but I've heard great things about the author. I'm excited, and it looks like a good one. Okay, the next I got used. And this one is The Silent Patient, about a woman who shoots her husband 5 times in the face one day when he comes home from work, and then she just stops talking. So interesting. So she gets put into kind of an asylum, and they're trying to figure out like what happened, why, and she just doesn't talk. So I'm excited to read this. I've heard amazing things about this book, so excited for this one. The next 3 books are all by the same author, and they're a series. And these are by Olivia Dade. Again, plus size women representation, really into that. And I believe the order is Spoiler Alert, then All the Feels, and then Shipwrecked just came out in November. So I got the 3 of them. She has written other books, but honestly, they're really hard to find. I've looked at a lot of different bookstores for those books, and they've been very hard to find. So I had to go to a lot of different stores to even get like all 3 of these. However, I'm super excited to read these. I honestly have no idea what they're about. Not a clue, but I love representation and I'm happy. We are on to our next stack of books, and let's jump in. So, Truly Devious. This is a young adult trilogy, I believe. It's dark academia, happens in a school. I'm not too sure about what it is. I believe it's like a murder mystery. Super excited about this one. And then I got the first 2 books in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series by Holly Jackson. I have heard so many people just be completely obsessed with these books. And it looks like in here there's a lot of different like formats of the text. So like there's like some text messages, some like email exchanges. So I'm super excited about this. Love murder mysteries, and Good Girl Bad Blood is the second one. I want to wait for the third one to come out in paperback before I purchase it, but I got the first 2. Then I was gifted A Court of Thorns and Roses because my best friend really wants me to read these books. I am not much of a fantasy reader, but I do want to really try and get into fantasy, and I've only heard amazing things about this series, so I will be reading this, especially for her. I absolutely love her, so I trust her judgment, and everyone else on the internet has been saying the same thing, that it's an absolutely amazing book and that I should read the whole series. So we'll be doing that very, very soon. The next two books are ones I'm super excited for. Again, my best friend gifted me the first one, which is The Inheritance Games. This is a trilogy as well. Also waiting for the third book to come out in paperback before I purchase it. It's about a girl who inherits all of this money from this random guy that she's never met. And so she kind of goes to this house to figure out like why she was chosen over his grandchildren. And there's like a love triangle and riddles and games and secret passageways and all this fun stuff. So I'm super excited. And I got the first two books in that series. I have another YA. I don't know why I have so many YA books, but I'm okay with that. And this is another one that people are obsessed over, and it is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Pater. This is the other one that I was talking about earlier. And I'm super excited. I've only heard amazing things about this book. I believe this is going to be a next month's read, but I haven't decided yet because I have so many books that I want to read, but super excited about this one. And I've only heard like literally people are just obsessed. I think it has like a 5-star read on Goodreads. Okay, next is Funny You Should Ask. I got this part of the buy one get one half off at Barnes. I don't know too much about this, so I'm not even going to go into what it's about, because I don't want to make this whole video like 30 minutes long. I want to make it maybe 20, hopefully. But yeah, I've heard amazing things. People say that this is one of like their favorite books, and the cover is stunning. So super excited about this. Next is Lunar Love, another one of the buy one get one half off at Barnes. This is by Lauren Kung Jessen. I believe this is a debut novel for her. So this is an enemies to lovers romance trope about a girl who takes over her grandma's family business. Yep, matchmaking business, and she's competing with a new business or a new dating app that can hinder the success of her own business. So yeah, I'm excited about this one a lot. This one might be a good contender for next month, but then again, I already have like 5 books over here, so we'll see. Next is Booked on a Feeling by JC Lee. And I heard that this is actually like a series, but this is the only one that I have. I've heard some decent things about it. Not too much. I don't know when this came out, but I thought that this was like one of the cutest covers I've ever seen, so I had to get it. Like, look at the little like hearts on the books themselves. I thought it was super cute. So this book is going to be a contender for next month as well. Again, I really don't know how much I'm going to read next month, so we'll see. Okay, another book. This one I got on a bargain, like serious bargain. Loveless and Fancy Ships. I've heard about this book. I honestly don't know too much about it. But I've heard amazing things. Yeah, I got this for $3.97. That's crazy. But yeah, so it says one kiss with a stranger and her life goes overboard. Okay, next. This is another one that I got bargain, but I thought this was so cool. So this is 30 Things I Love About Myself. So it says, Nina Mystery didn't plan to spend her 30th birthday in jail, yet here she is. In her pajamas, locked in a holding cell. There's no Wi-Fi, no wine, no carbs, and no one to celebrate with. Unfortunately, this gives Nina plenty of time to reflect on how screwed up her life is. She's just broken up with her fiance and now has to move back into her childhood home to live with her depressed older brother and their uptight traditional Indian mother. Nina's career as a freelance journalist isn't going in the direction she wants, and all her friends are too busy being successful without her. Just as Nina falls into despair, a book lands in her cell. How to Love Yourself and Fix Your Shitty Life in the Process. It must be destiny. With literally nothing left to lose, Nina makes a life-changing decision to embark on a self-love journey. By her next birthday, she's going to find 30 things she loves about herself. I feel like I need this book right now, just based off of the synopsis. I'm going to be 30 in about a year and a half. That's it. I'm super excited about that one. Okay. This book I've heard 1,000,001 things about. It's a trilogy, I believe, a series. I'm not sure. But it's called Caraval. This is a young adult fantasy. Got another book that I got bargained. This is $6.97. So this is called The Dreamers. This sounded really interesting to me. So it was about a person who falls asleep in a college dorm room and never wakes up. And then another person goes through the same process, and people are trying to figure out what's wrong with them and they can't figure out what's going on. And so it's starting to affect the entire town, and everyone is terrified for their lives. And all of the doctors and like paramedics can't figure out what's going on because their brain activity in these people who are like just in like forever sleep coma sort of thing, have higher levels than ever seen. So I thought it sounded really good. I don't know anything about this author or the writing of that book, but I've heard, based off of the synopsis, I'm super excited. Okay, this is another one that will probably be a fall book, and this is called The Dead Romantics. This is a romance novel about a ghostwriter who falls in love with a ghost. Yeah, I've heard amazing things. It has really good ratings. A lot of people really love this book. It's a little bit of weird synopsis for me, but I'm excited and I'll read it, and I got it used. Love that for me. And then the last book in this haul is my first ever book of the month book that I ordered. And this is called The Reunion. It is about a girl who was on a TV show when she was younger, and they're having a reunion episode, but with the reunion, she has to go back to see the cast. And of course, in the cast, there was a guy who I guess was her best friend, and he like betrayed her in some way. And so she's not looking forward to going back to the reunion episode. But yeah, so I got this book to read, and I'm super excited about it. I feel like this will be a good one. And I think that this might be also a debut for Kayla Olson. So that is this. I know that this was a super, super long video, and so I really appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down and enjoy, hopefully, my book haul. And I am super excited to kind of share this new journey with you guys and just kind of take myself out of a niche and bring you guys more just like lifestyle content like this. I'll probably start doing more like reading vlogs, maybe some book reviews, maybe some like TBR videos. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. But I really am enjoying this part of my life right now, and I want to share it with you guys too. So I hope you guys accept that for what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of these kinds of videos in the future.